Hello everyone, this is Wallbant, and this is the PadCut procedure, which is a way to make the D-pad on the controller a lot less stiff to make it easier to tap or easier to get register inputs for rolling. So this is my controller. Just hear the difference here. So yeah, basically the left and right have been modified, so they're a lot more squishy or mushy and just much easier to press down on. And I really, personally, I just need this for rolling. I can't really roll consistently on unmodified D-pads. So before we get into the cutting method, there's two different types of D-pads, OEM and third party. So the difference is that third party is usually a lot more stiff, and you can see the obvious difference in how they look. But basically, I'm gonna be showing you how to cut the OEM one, and for the third party, you might just have to cut a little more due to the higher stiffness. So let me demonstrate why we're cutting where we are. So basically, when the D-pad is pressed, you can see it pivots from the central little bump, right? And most of its force goes on the outer layer. So you might think, okay, we should cut the outer layer because that's where all the springiness is from, right? No, if you cut the outer layer and only there, like what I've noticed is that because all the support is cut off, there's nothing really making this bounce back up, because the inner part can only push up so much because this area is where it's getting deformed. So yeah, you might actually drop inputs if you cut here, but yeah, when you cut this inner part, the overall structure, wait, what is this? The overall structure of this, I guess, like wall or like ring gets weaker because this like ring, each little part supports each other. So if one part, if this this inner part is cut, it's gonna be weak here, and then it'll slowly spread to the rest of the button to distribute that weight, right, when it gets pressed. So overall it gets weaker, but you still have the consistent springiness that outer layer gives you. So it doesn't ruin the controller's, I guess, input consistency. It just makes it easier to press into. So here I got one where I kind of drew, where you cut. So I actually already made the cuts, but what you would do, you would need like an X-Acto knife, and always make sure to be careful. You want to cut away from the body, and well, it's kind of hard to, like, you would have this flat and do it, but just to show you. So yeah, I actually made the cuts already, so you can see here, like, you want that to be as smooth as possible, like a semicircle when you like open it up. And this is probably the furthest like I would go. Like, so basically when you cut here, I want to see if this can focus. When you cut here, you can see that little, like, you can see the transition from the harder plastic to the actual, like here. And for that area, you want to cut as closely to the top as possible, because if you cut near the bottom, there's going to be a big flap, right? Like, I can actually just, like, I'm not going to use the up arrow, so I'll show you. If you cut like the bottom like this, when you press down, that big flap can actually catch. It can, like, it's either going to stay above or go below that button because it's so low and it has all this like flap. So you want to actually avoid cutting close to the bottom. You want to try to at least, okay, this is the bad side. You want to, like aim for the top area or the middle. So that's kind of important. And yeah, just like these cuts are terrible. I'm probably actually not going to use these pads, but you want to try to make that like a very smooth like semicircle. Just go slow and but when you do cut the pads, you want to probably cut about like this much, like just a little bit, and then put it back in the controller, test it out, and then yeah, maybe you cut a little more, you test it out, and you don't want to go kind of past this like 40% of the circle area, unless you're using third party. Yeah, I've just found that if you go over, it can just kind of make the inputs drop again. So yeah, this cutting procedure like literally kind of like saved my rolling. Before I experimented with the pads and did that, I could not get my 5 taps down, but now they're like 95%, like whatever, they're really good. So I definitely recommend trying this this cutting method out if you have extra pads or maybe you feel like your pads are stiff. So yeah guys, thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful to maybe help you get inputs or just overall just make it easier to press the button. If you have any questions, just comment down below, and see you guys later. Goodbye.